I'm going to just call this one the doozy. James Harden is heading to Cleveland. Darius Garland is heading to the Clippers along with a second-round pick in his back pocket. Is the two all-star cars being swapped, two teams that are playing each other in about 2 hours from the time of this recording. So that's always fun. I don't know if Harden and Garland are playing or if they're just going to sit them. Harden, I don't know what's going on because he wasn't playing much for the Clippers recently due to some decision making is what we will call it. But I'll rip the Band-Aid off on this one. I kind of hate this trade. Like, I really don't like it, really, for either side. I'll start with for the Cavs. I understand you don't have to trade Darius Garland, but it is in the best interest to trade him right now. Him and Donovan Mitchell do a lot of the same things. They're undersized, offensively gifted, defensively limited guards. Having both of them in the backcourt really does limit you, especially playoff time. We see a little bit of where that comes back to bite you in the butt sometimes. And the toe injury, that damn toe has really taken a number on Garland this last year and a half. It only played 26 games this year, cost him a lot in the playoffs last year to the point where they were targeted. The Pacers were basically saying, anyone who's guarded by Garland, go after him. Basically, that's what they're. So I understand moving Garland because Donovan Mitchell's top 12 player in the world, and they're very similar. You're going to keep Donovan Mitchell, try and extend him, build around him. But what is James Harden known for? Offense, dribbling the air out of the ball, and not being just short of a turnstile on defense. And that was in his heyday 8 years ago. Now you're trading Garland, who's a 26-year-old all-star, for a 37-year-old James Harden, who is perpetually known. I don't want to call him a quitter because that's a strong word, but how many times has he demanded a trade from a team when the going gets a little shaky? Even right now, when the Clippers are on like a 19 of the last 20 win streak or something asinine, that's an exaggeration. It's probably like 18 of 21, but it's still outstanding. The Clippers are finally cooking. And then you do this. I don't love it. Harden's up for a new deal. Mitchell has one more year left on his deal too. I don't love this. If I'm the Cavaliers and I want to do a trade and I'm going to move Garland, I would have liked it. I know that it was said they called about Giannis, quote unquote. They should have called the Bucks and said, you can't have Mitchell. You can't have Mobley. Take whatever the hell else you want. Take Garland, take Allen, take Strus, take Lonzo, and take every pick that you can fit in both of your pockets and your wagon. That's what the move I think they should have made. If it was possible, I don't know what was possible. Maybe they did try and the Bucks said no. But you're telling me Donovan, Giannis, and Mobley, I don't care who else is in the lineup as long as they have a pulse. Throw me out there and Mr. Can't Run very fast and anybody else in between. They're going to the finals out of the East. So I don't love this move. And if you're going to pick up, I worry about James Harden, especially when the going gets tough and in the playoffs, because historically speaking, he has been great. And what the Cavs needed somebody to get you over the hump. I would have liked maybe to go after a different type of piece, different type of guard. Some of the other trades they made balance out, like Schroeder and some of Ellis to play defense a little bit, but it's okay for this year, I guess. Like if this year go all in, if Harden's locked in and can play facilitator / catch and shoot, can play option 2.5 to 3. Like it's obviously Donovan Mitchell 1, maybe Mobley 2 on any given night, and then Harden just needs to throw lobs to Jared Allen because Jared Allen doesn't get his own offense quite as often. Shoot some threes, spread the floor, then it could work. And if he's not a turnstile, but I don't love it. And I think Garland, I know his trade value was low because of the injuries, but I feel like you could have got a little more. I don't know. I'm not in the room, but my first initial reaction was, how hard did you try for Giannis? I hope they offered everything short of a blank check. I hope they offered the Browns in exchange for it at this point, which ironic, same owner, so it doesn't work. But I've rambled enough about this one. We'll see how it works. I think the Cavs are still a top 2 team to get out of the East with Harden, and I think him being hopefully healthier will help, but I still don't love it. I'm still not sure about it. I need to see it.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm looking at this from the other perspective. I feel like this was the Clippers going and making a move to try to improve their squad going forward more than this was the Cavaliers making a move. We think of the Cavaliers because they've been recently good, but if we compare them this season, it's pretty much dead even, if not the Clippers slightly better. I mean, the Cavs are 5th in the East right now. It's not like they're doing great. It's not been a great cohesive unit for whatever reason, due to injuries, due to whatever reason you want to make it for the backcourt in Cleveland. And any one of them you choose, yeah, you're probably close to the truth. But honestly, it doesn't seem like this is the best idea. Let's go get a ball hogging 3-point shooting, flopping James Harden with a beard. And let's hope that works with Donovan Mitchell, who slashes and shoots a ton of threes and is very ball dominant. And oh, by the way, we brought the one of 2 guys to be averaging 10 points and 5 assists off the bench all season long, and Dennis Schroeder onto the team. So he's now going to be taking a ton of shots too. It doesn't make a lot of sense when you look at it from a perspective of like, what are you trying to build? Especially when you have a young guy in Tyson who looks to be building well for the Cavs. And maybe that's kind of the logic is he's going to start with Mitchell, which doesn't make sense because you just brought in James Harden and you just brought in Dennis Schroeder, two guys who one of them has started and the other one's come off the bench. Take your pick per season. But yeah, this is to me more about the Clippers just getting better. And I think they looked at an opportunity if they can get a fully healthy Darius Garland, it's not as expensive. And also, it will be potentially better in the long run. And that second round pick, we talked about drafts for the NBA not really meaning much. Honestly, second round draft picks can get you a 12th man on the team, can get you an 11th man on the team, can sometimes get you a seventh man rotation guy. But it's potential, I think, for the Clippers more so than it's skill now for James. I think that's kind of what I look at with it is like the Cleveland Cavaliers need it now. And Darius Garland is too hit or miss for them to be successful. And that's the only reason I think this makes sense. Honestly, I don't like it. This was like, I saw the news and I was like, this is stupid. I'm turning my TV off today because that's how, I mean, I live 30 minutes from Cleveland. So you better believe I'm not going to any more Cavs game the rest of the season because we know I don't like James Harden. So I don't want to support that situation. But yeah, I don't know. I look at this as a situation where it's the Clippers trying to make themselves better. And then look, the Cavaliers seem to be in fire sale mode for whatever reason right now, given all the rumors going out today about 3 more players potentially being traded. It doesn't make a lot of sense, whatever they're doing, because it's not like they were terrible. I know you're not second in the East like you'd expect, but fifth in the East is still not a playing game, so you're still pretty good. I don't love it one way or the other. This is like my least exciting of the trades so far down closer to the trade deadline. So yeah, that is what it is.
I will say too, it sounds like this is an anti-James Harden fest right now. I will give him the credit though. He's averaging 25 and 8 this year, and he's still
Hell
been
yeah.
very effective. Like he's still been good. And I think on paper, adding him back there, I just wonder how the mesh is gonna fit with a
It
Donovan Mitchell and
yeah.
Mobley and those guys. Like that, the fit is what worries me. If you can get 20, I think it's 23 James Harden with the Sixers, where he's averaging like 22 and 11 or something like that. Just basically going through, I think that's Embiid's MVP year where he was the complimentary star until the playoffs where it did what it does. Then I think that's where it could work. But what if the Cavs had the issue with the last few years? The playoffs getting over that hump. What has Harden done in his career? Well, 1/5 of his playoff games, he's had less than 5 made field goals. That's not great.
His best run was 6 men on the bench for the OKC Thunder. That was his best run in the playoffs of his career. And honestly, that James Harden was fantastic. We have not seen that James Harden playing offense and defense since then for whatever reason. And that's why I don't like him as much. It's like I've seen the capability of the guy, and now I'm just like watching. I'm going to ignore defense and only play offense, James Harden. And I'm like, you're good, you're thick, you can do the things that most guards can't on defense on the defensive end. Do that, and yeah, then the Cavs can win. That's why he continues to struggle getting over the hump is because he can't get over the hump against equally talented point guards in the playoffs. And you see Donovan Mitchell, and the same questions are raised around Donovan Mitchell too when it comes to the defensive end. And the one thing Darius Garland did well, especially in the playoffs, was even if he didn't put up 15, 20 points a game, he was still guarding the best point guard out, the best guard on the other team. And it may not have been pretty every night, but it was better than what was happening on the other side. So yeah, I don't love this from the situation of like you're just like you. It feels like you didn't net positive if you're the Cavs. If you're the Clippers, I feel like you netted positive, just barely, but you netted positive. I think from the Cavs perspective, it's net neutral, if not net negative. Given all the other moves you're also making too, it definitely is net negative.
We're
But
gonna
yeah,
have a we're gonna have a real clash of styles come playoff time. We have James Harden, who's known for not doing so well in the playoffs, and Donovan Mitchell, who is known for elevating his game in the
right,
playoffs to astronomical levels with some of the most 50-point games ever. So as long
yeah,
as he doesn't get in the way of that, that's where I think it could be effective. As long as you don't have to depend on Mitchell getting you 50 points just to lose to a Tyrese Halliburton Hail Mary.
yeah. I mean, look, you remember the Jazz games when you had Donovan Mitchell scoring 25, 30, and then you had somebody coming off the bench like Jordan Clarkson scoring 25 or 20. That's the kind of James Harden you can expect. You just need somebody to fill the in between gap to play defense. Yes, that's what needs to happen. And honestly, they probably shouldn't be on the court at the same time because they're going to be two ball dominant for each other. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong. But
If we are wrong, I think the Cavs are going to the finals and can put up a shot against anybody, even whether it's the Nuggets,
it,
the Thunders. If we're wrong, I think they put up a shot against anybody, a legit
yeah,
shot.
the problem is they got to get through the Pistons anyways, and that's not easy for them at all right now.
If we're
So
wrong, I think they get through the Pistons. If we're right, Pistons are going to the finals. That's how I kind of looking at it right now. I think it'll be very interesting. That is for sure. I do like that move getting Ellis from the Kings, though. I think he can add a lot of that defense that they are missing. How they
yeah,
will stagger those minutes, that'll be interesting. We'll see how they balance that out. Schroeder can just come off the field and be feisty, get some buckets here and there. So they got some players. We'll see.